Hello Damiani, hello Don. Last September I went to the Function Demo party in Hungary again. It was nice seeing some familiar faces, and I also had the chance to drink some wicked bit-like mead one German fellow brought, and they insisted nothing be left as evidence. So I drank most of it, and I got dead pissed, and I had to be taken home by my good buddy Citrus in his car. Bless his soul. I've entered the component in two categories. One was hand-drawn graphics. This one's called Sing a Song for Me, and it won third place, but honestly I think it's mid. The other one was for old school graphics. I made this one called If I Were a Rich Man, and although it's awfully rough and awfully rushed, I'm still happy that it marks my progression in me creating demo art. If anything, I've got personal accolades and support from one of my personal heroes, the Dutch graphician Facet of Genesis Project. I got to meet him for the first time there, and he's such a sweetheart. He showed me his work method and talked to me about some of his inspirations, artists such as Don Lawrence, Boris Vallejo and Rodney Matthews. I knew Facet's work for many years, and he's got some of the most beautiful demo arts out there. His artwork is always awash in intense gradients and psychedelic colours, and I especially love the way he manages to illustrate women so very romantically. This year he made a stunning and inspiring Amiga artwork. It's called Critikill Destination, and it looks stunning for 32 colours. I for sure thought that it was going to win this year's function, but I was halted to see it landed second next to Critikill's Freedom Comes Back, also for the Amiga. I was outraged. I went berserk. I was convinced Facet was snubbed because his artwork is obviously so much better, but the competition was really neck and neck, and Critikill won just by a couple of points difference. I mean, that's not to say it wasn't a well-earned victory. Critikill is amazing. He's part of the demo group Rebels, and in the last couple of years he's especially gained fame as a truly stunning Amiga graphician, and with an eye for the strange and grotesque. Both Facet and Critikill are basically the kings of old school graphics in the demo scene. In any competition you can always expect them to win the number 1 and number 2 spot. Add to that number 3 with the Sarge, although his Commodore 64 art, Night of Oppression, only won 4th place. The Sarge is from the legendary group Fairlight, and his artwork is marked by a stunning cuteness and cartoonishness. The way he draws animals is so awesome, and I really love that for Yeah Science, he actually made an in-progress time-lapse that he left in Dropbox. You can find a link to it above. Another shout out for Made, formerly of Scoopex and now in Bomb. He usually does logos and graffiti, but when he gets into character artwork, he's damn stunning. Battle of Elena for the C64 is gorgeous, and he drew this adorable lady in the Lemon Demo Lemonade for the Amiga. For a long time I've been using this as my Discord avatar, and I wish I could make something for the Amiga just like him. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to my partner in crime, from Atlantis, Lobo, who has an obsession for cats and vintage, steampunk looking imagery. This is my humble tribute to so many of not just my favourite demo artists, but just artists in general. And if you happen to be one of them watching this, I just want to say thank you, and that you should be proud. You're real visionaries, and you and your colleagues' work is what made the demo scene one of the last remaining places of genuine underground art. You're leaving an astounding legacy, and very few things out there make me want to become a better and more luminous artist, like you do. To each creative person, love and respect.